and you are able to get yourself under self-discipline and self-control, you find out that you are going to spend a huge amount of your life developing yourself. And when you do, you are developing yourself for the society. You're developing yourself to develop another. You cannot give out when you have not. One Latin that I know says, nemo dat quo non habet. You know what it means? No one gives what he hasn't. No one gives what she hasn't. It starts from the inside. And when you have developed the willpower, it's just like magnetic energy, electrical power. It's just fuming inside. All the electrons going around, they want to explode. But they are being contained because there is a containment, and that's where it's supposed to be. And when they explode, they get destructive. But when they are contained, they serve the right purpose. You have the willpower that is contained in your little mind. And that little mind is capable of carrying whatever education, whatever development you can give it. You have the willpower to speak out. And when you are able to channel this to personal development, you are able to speak out in the right direction. You are not going to be speaking out to revolt the government, to revolt the existing natural laws, to revolt the values and culture of the family you come from. You have the right to speak out in the right direction. Because speaking out can be destructive, can be also useful to humanity. But here we are in this gathering. I believe you are gathered here this morning to be taught, to be helped to know the way to speak out in the right direction. That is willpower. You have the physical ability. Can you imagine that what's going on there? Somebody is trying to survive a disability. I need everybody to look here. Somebody is not looking. Hey, are you with us? Yes. Good. You are a student. I'm a teacher. Here is my class, so you're gonna follow. Is that okay? Yes. Good. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to teach you right now. Can you imagine what's going on there? Who amongst us was born this way? Who was not born without hands? Who was born without hands? Nobody. We have all our hands. We have all our legs. We can do the things we want to do with hands and the things we want to do with legs. But look at that girl. What is she doing? Trying to use her legs in place of the hands because she's not got it. That's the kind of power humans have. When something is lacking somewhere, you have the ability to make up with the other. But how much more when you have all it takes physically to be the right person you are supposed to be? She's creating a picture with her legs. So amazing. So amazing. If a person who does not have hands can draw such beautiful pictures, how much more you and I? How much of beautiful pictures have you put up about this life? Do you see your life as a beautiful creature? Do you see your life as a beautiful thing that has happened to you and something that should also happen to you? Do you see the world in which you were born as a beautiful thing? Can you draw a beautiful picture of a life? You have the physical ability. If somebody who has not got the physical ability can imagine a beautiful picture, can you imagine? It just takes the imagination to say, this is beautiful. She's not drawing death. She's not drawing monsters. She's drawing the beauty of the world that is represented in a flower. You know how flowers can attract beauty? That is what she's representing. You have the physical ability, but she doesn't have, but she's able to convey what she has. You got the speech ability. What I'm showing you here are a group of deaf kids that we have been working with in Nigeria. Look at them. They say they're deaf, but they're proud. They're deaf, they're not dumb. Do I have a deaf in this house? Any deaf? Deaf mute? No. Because all of us can speak to each other, interrelate. But somebody does not have the speech, but is able to tell himself or herself, yes, I still belong to the society that I am meant to be. You have the speech ability. And speech, well, that's one of the things that makes us to stand out from other animals. We have the vocal speech. I'm a linguist. Linguists are scientists of language. They study language. They take the language to the lab and analyze whatever language it takes. That is why I get fascinated when I hear you speak other languages that are not English. You know, I think in Douglas or what, they made me to speak my language to them, and some guys try to I spoke something, somebody, yeah, education. Yes, oh. I said, that's not education, man. So when it sounded to him like education, I said, wow, my language could sound like English to him. And he grabbed this, oh, I know education. So that's the beauty of, different languages. So you've got the speech ability. So if you have the speech, why don't you speak out? If other lower animals can communicate in their own way without voice, you and I were created with voice. We have the voice, we have the vocal cords, we have the glottis, and every other articulator that gets involved in speech. What you need to do is to speak out in the right direction. You've got the speech ability. You are a youth. You are not to be bullied. You have the mental ability. In one of our works, this is a picture of kids that are mentally challenged in Nigeria. I need you to just look at a picture of the classroom where they are. That represents the environment where they are being taught. This is one of our visits. Maybe I need to tell you that the person you are looking at there is my wife. Because we work together, we've been working with these kids, these folks, going around to see how we can help them in our research area. These are kids who do not have what it takes to dress themselves up in the morning, to go to the kitchen and grab some breakfast and take to go to school all by themselves. These are kids who do not have what it takes to recognize the love of the mother and the father. They do not know much of beauty, except they are persuaded into a very rigorous series of teaching and learning before they could come up to, being somebody. You are very far away from where they are. Very far away. So if these could dress up, have the energy to try to learn to become human beings, how much more you and I? You have the mental ability these ones don't have. You have the enabling environment. Where is this? This is America. You are born, or you find yourself, you're growing up in a country that is believed to be the leader of the whole world, the most powerful country on earth. If I am a youth born in a place like this, what should I tell myself? I have all it takes. Because you are born in a culture, an environment that has exceeded very far away, better than many other cultures. I shared a little with the students in Douglas that you can imagine yourself being born in a society that gives their children to marriage at the age of as young as at age of between 5 to 14. You are being given to marriage, whether you like it or not. Why? Because they believe in the society that if you are not given to marriage as a girl, you could be raped, and when you get raped, they don't care that it's not your fault. You lose everything, every right to belong to that society, and in the family too. Your parents also lose the right to become, respectable persons in the family. So as soon as a girl is born, from the age of 5, 10, you could be given out to one 50-year-old man in marriage. So far the father deems it fit. But you are in a society where you are given whatever liberty it takes for you to realize that you are being taken care of. America is one country that takes care of its citizens no matter whatever it takes. We there in Africa, we watch all those news about how some of the people who came to Guinea and some of these Ebola-stricken countries to work, and they got infected. You find out how the country had to send airplanes to go and grab those guys and bring them back here and get them all, taken care of. Why thousands of people are already dying in their countries? Because they do not have such facilities to take care of their citizens and all that. So you have the enabling environment. Your environment gives you all power it takes. But I want to tell you that your environment does not really give you the freedom to mess up the ability to speak. Because if at the time your ability to speak has been turned to negative, you have got it wrong. So I want you to understand the difference between the liberty you have and the freedom that you might be, asking for. As long as you have the ability to speak out, you still have to go by the rule. And there are certain rules that must guide you in this life as soon as you are growing. First of all, the family rules. Every family has a legacy the family cultures. You must play by the rule of the family. The community rules. Every community, every culture, every tribe have their own rules and regulations. Respecting the family, respecting the community. I come from a place whereby as you are going by, you see an elderly one, you must stand up to greet. You must stop to say, "Good morning, sir," in whatever language you have to say it, and stand up, at least pause for like 2 minutes to greet. You dare not say hi to an elderly one. That's a huge amount of disrespect. I grew up from a community whereby when an elderly one comes up to sit, and you have to stand up. These are community rules. Nobody needs to tell you that as you are growing, it comes into your mind that whenever you are in a gathering, an elderly one comes up and you need to get up. I grew up from a community where you do not refer to an elderly one by his or her first name. You dare not do it. Now, these are all community legacies, community cultures. They differ from places to places. But wherever you find yourself, these things guide you. When you come to the country legacy, the country rules, you know that America is being guided by the law. Whatever you do, you have a law that is being in place, that if you go against this, if you cross this line, you've already committed an offense. So as you are realizing your ability to speak out, you also make sure what you speak. You do not sow treason. You do not sow felony. You do not go against the laws that guide the land. When you can realize yourself in these areas, knowing that you have the responsibility to speak out and the responsibility to speak in the right direction, being guided by the laws that exist, from the family to the nation, you are going to become the best. I want to be the best. Does somebody want to be the best in this house? Tell yourself, I want to be the best. I asked some of the folks in Douglas a question about between the guy in the White House and the guy on the street. Which one do you want to become? The guy in the White House. Of course, my brother, everybody wants to become the guy in the White House. It doesn't matter whether you end up in the White House or not. The White House represents virtue. Is it not so? White House represents power. It represents the culture that is in existence. But the guy on the street has no future. The guy on the street, the next day is bleak for him. And we don't want to end up as the guys on the street, having got the opportunities to get educated, having got the opportunity to sit in a program like this, which I understand is like an annual program. You have opportunities, from year to year to have these kind of programs. So many folks out there in Africa and Asia are not getting this kind of opportunities you are getting. So what does it take you? You need to realize your opportunity. It's all about building your attitude. Attitude is everything. I want everybody to say it. 1, 2, go.
Attitude is everything.
Let's read it out again, everybody.
Attitude is everything.
Again, I want somebody to say it again.
Attitude is everything.
Good. What is your attitude towards yourself, towards your environment, towards your teachers, your parents, your folks, your peers? What's your attitude? What do you think about the next person sitting beside you? What do you think? All this come together to make up the ability you were supposed to have to speak out in the right direction. And if you've got the attitude, this is what you do. And when you are able to do this, you can say, you know the word that says, eureka. Have you heard the word eureka? Eureka. Good. What does it mean? God. Found it. I got it. There's a man, I need to close with this, called Chike Obi in my place. He's a mathematician. He was in trouble with some equation he could not solve for a very long time. He tried, he failed. One day he was taking his bath in the bathroom. It came, kind of a bombshell inspiration. He left his towel and everything in the bathroom and started running to the room. I got it, I found it, I got it. You know what? He didn't care whether he was naked. He rushed back to his table, started writing the equation. Chike Obi, he is a person, in fact, when you don't want to say mathematics, you say Chike Obi today, because he got an equation that changed a lot of things in Africa. So the next name to Chike Obi is mathematics. Why? When he found it, you know, when you got inspiration, you do not wait for this next second to pass. Go and do what? Put it down. He left the bathroom and ran to his room, started writing the equation because he got it. He said, hey, I found it. That's the way you feel when you found the right attitude. You eliminate every impossibility. Nothing is impossible. You eliminate anything that says, I cannot attain it. I cannot do it. No. Something in you telling you that, oh, I cannot become that person. No, I cannot be educated. I cannot learn math. Cancel it. You eliminate unsuccessfulness. You have the attitude to get successful. You can be successful. Is that clear? You can be successful. So I'm very happy that you listened to me. I gave you time for maybe after which you will have your questions. Okay? So I should go ahead and give you time for questions. Meanwhile, I want to thank you for listening to me. Thank you very much. So, if you've got, give some folks time to ask questions, maybe 2 or 3 or 1 or so. Okay.
My question is to you. You're obviously a strong leader. What makes you a strong leader?
Multiple question. My assessment of me, I being a leader, could be different from the assessment of others. But I would say from my assessment is that I believe I have got the grace to be good, to live a life that radiates goodness. And I saw it. It's just like a little thing I saw in myself, and I decided to develop it. So wherever I have met people, my disposition about meeting somebody is just to be good. Be good in the way I greet you, in the way I relate with you, in the way I may be there for you, either to give advice or instruction or that. That is just what I think I found out. I don't know. That little thing. And I'm working on it. I'm still working on it today. Thank you.
Did you feel also that respect, mutual respect of individuals and human with each other, that's something that brings that peace and brings that acknowledgement of human beings having that connection, but also take us to a different level?
The truth is, to the level I have gotten education, if you have education without certain natural truth in your life, you get confused. We have heard and seen and read about some professors who have gotten education to the level they got confused because they did not realize some of the little things that could have made them stable, and one of them is interpersonal relationship. You are an associative human being. No human is meant to be in isolation. That is one of the things that gives me so much of a worry with the level of technology, as I was sharing with Alicia this morning, the way we are going. I found out that only in America, where you come, every young person is glued to the phone on the road. That is crazy. You know what? People are shying away from relating to another. You don't do that. In Africa, in Nigeria, we get to the bus, you sit with the next person, hey, how are you? I mean, you begin to see them talk as if they knew each other. That's what happens. And before you know, people begin to share their ideas. We know that, yeah, there are some miscreants who take advantage of people. But we do not fear because of that, because we know that a greater percentage of people have the disposition of being good to one another. And because you have introduced yourself to the person next to you, you feel at home. Is it not true? Yes. But I've been in an airplane a couple of times. I've been traveling here. I sat with a young lady. Any little touch of my body to her, she will shift. Any little touch, she will shift. I said, what kind of uncomfortability is this? She started making me uncomfortable myself. I started thinking, am I stinking? Do I not dress well? And all this and all that and all that. At the time I said, no, let me not worry myself. I had to lock up my mind. Now what I'm saying, according to what she asks, is that there is no way, anytime you begin to live an isolatory life, you are getting it wrong. You are getting off the track. You might end up becoming a deviant. Deviants are people who run contrary to the society, whatever the society means. We are all associative human beings, connected, because even the planets themselves get connected. Everything about how nature is connected to one another. When you share minds, we share minds. You find out that we have some vibratory energy that we have to share. It doesn't matter the color, it doesn't matter the race, it doesn't matter the tribe or the culture you represent. So I believe. Any question from students? Yes, bro.
What was your motive to start doing anything? Build school about students, people. What motivated you to get to that point?
Oh, okay. I guess like I've been answering. I think this question has been coming up the places I've been speaking. Yeah. He said, what motivated me to, be doing what I'm doing, relating to people and all that, I guess. The motivator I got. Oh, can you come up? Come. Maybe I may not have gotten your word the way you should put it. Yeah, just ask it so that. Oh, that's what she.
Well, my question was, what was your motivation to start doing what you do? Help out people, build the school, students?
Okay, I think that's the same question I've been answering. I think all the places I've been going. And I say the answer is, I decided to discover who I am so early enough at your age and stage. And that is why I feel very happy to speak to you. When I was in school, I tended towards an uncommon concept of telling myself, I'm going to be a leader. It wasn't just because I was ambitious rather. Rather, I just decided that was the way I wanted to go. And that decision came from inside me. You understand? It's just to tell you that whatever decision you want to take, it has to come from inside you. What my father wanted me to be is not what I am today. At the time in the university, my father didn't talk to me for a very long time because I was studying a course he never wanted me to study. Not that he didn't want me to study, he hated it. No, because he didn't even know about any other name of any other course other than law, engineering, and medicine. And I wasn't doing any of those. So I was wasting my time in the university according to him. But today, I am the pride of my father. I was born in a family of 7. I am the most loved, if I can tell you that. I told him a few days ago that before I started coming, my father is about 80 years old or something like that. He has a large land mass. He has bequeathed some part of his land to the project I'm doing. And he says, this is my legacy to you. I'm not the first, I'm not the second, I'm about the second to the last. He didn't have to get the consent of my eldest brother to do that. In Africa, everything goes like that, according to age. But he had to break some protocols. It is legally acceptable for him to give me some land. He said, for the work you are doing with the speechless, I need you to build a home for them on this land. You can imagine that. That's what it takes when you choose the right path. Success, that's the way we say in Nigeria. Success has brother, sister, uncle, auntie. Huh? You know what it means? Success has relationships. It brings you for people to like your demeanor. But it has to start from the time you make the right choice towards who you want to be in life. All of you have got an opportunity right now to make that right choice. Coming from wherever the school you are attending, where you are getting all this information, positive information, is your own to make that choice. It is not that of the teacher. It is not that of your father. It's yours to make that choice. Is that okay? All right. One more question from the student. One more question. Yeah.
Okay.
I made you Douglas.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. You're my friend.
Okay. What would you say to those who are having a hard time to find their future or something? Because you say you have your passion that's speaking what you think. What would you say to those who have a hard time?
I think having a hard time to finding who you are is a normal thing, is a natural thing. You understand? Especially when you are living in a multicultural environment. You do not know where to belong. We don't know what you want to be and all that. And what I have to say about that is that there are two voices that always speak right within you. The voice for the positive, the voice for the negative. And I will always give this example. Like I guess in Douglas, I say, I need money badly right now. And I have options to get money right now. And one of the options is to go and rob. And one voice in me would tell me, why don't you go grab a gun and rob and get money? If I go do that, will I get that money? Yes, I will. But what's the process? I have hurt a being. I have hurt somebody. I have snatched from somebody. What is that? I have made the wrong choice. But the other voice will say, why don't you sit down and create something that you could just sell and get money? You know that the world is all about waiting for what you can create? Do you know that, young people? You don't know that. The world you are living in is just waiting for what you can create. Whether it's artistic, whether it's whatever. Any way you can create something, the world is there to buy it and promote it for you. So another voice will tell me, why don't you sit down and create something that the world can buy and you will make money? Do you know what? The second choice might take me some time. But it needs me to know that this second choice is a positive one. You understand? So right in you have that negative and positive poles. So what I would tell you if you're having hard time is continue to dig deep towards the positive. Continue to strive high towards the positive. Try to align your mind with everything that is positive, everything that is pure, everything that projects a positive thing to the next person beside you. Think not about yourself, think about the next person. Whatever you do, if you pass and step on somebody's toe, the natural law has it that you turn around immediately and say what? I'm sorry. That is a positive attitude. So the hard time persons, the only way to go is align your mind with anything that is positive. And gradually try to get yourself off anything that is negative. You know the negative things, you know the positive things. If you do not know, seek a counselor. Is that clear? The counselor will help you, give you some books to read, maybe some videos to watch. But I want to tell you, right inside you at what age you are right now, every age has some positive and negative things that flow around it. Choose the positive and drop the negative. I think we came up with that slogan in Douglas that says, drop it. If it is negative, drop it.
Even if you really want it?
Even if you really want it, I want somebody to say, drop it.
Drop it.
Once again,
Drop it.
even if your body wants it,
Drop it.
even if you think that's the only thing that you need in life,
Drop it.
because what? It is negative. That's the truth. And I tell you, as soon as you drop it, the next thing that will happen is that you begin to find the positive things to fill in it. You begin to fill up with the positive. They go inside you, you become the happy person you want to be. And just like I want to join as I close with Alicia that says, do you know my fulfillment in life? That after all these things, I want to die being a fulfilled person. I want to die being happy. Nobody grows down, we grow up. As you continue to grow up, you find out that age is coming on you. Can you look back and say, wow, I'm happy I led this legacy? Whatever you're doing today is going to become your legacy in life. What is your legacy? What are the things you introduced in your culture? Did you introduce things that made your culture and your country worse than it was? Like somebody that invented virus, like I said. What does virus do? Attack all our computers. That is legacy. But I want to tell you, the day he would die, he wouldn't be liking himself. But he may not be able to change it. He's already created it. If it is negative, thank you very much.